Scottie Scheffler of the U.S. celebrates with his wife Meredith Scudder after winning the Masters. Reuters. Brian Snyder. Scottie Scheffler of the U.S. celebrates with his caddy Ted Scott on the 18th green after winning the Masters. Reuters. Jonathan Ernst. Scottie Scheffler of the U.S. celebrates on the 18th green after winning the Masters. Reuters. Mike Blake. Northern Ireland's Rory McIlroy celebrates after chipping in for birdie from the bunker on the 18th during his final round. Reuters. Brian Snyder. Australia's Cameron Smith with his ball in the trees on the 10th during the final round. Reuters. Mike Seeger. Scottie Scheffler of the U.S. fist pumps his caddy after making birdie on the 3rd during the final round. Reuters. Mike Blake. Tiger Woods on the 18th green during the final round. Reuters. Mike Seeger. A patron wears a heart covered on Augusta Masters Day passes from previous years on the 6th during the final round. Reuters. Jonathan Ernst. Scottie Scheffler of the U.S. plays from the pine straw on the 1st during the final round. Reuters. Jonathan Ernst. Tiger Woods of the U.S. tees off on the 3rd during the final round. Reuters. Brian Snyder. Scottie Scheffler of the U.S. reacts after chipping onto the 2nd green during the 3rd round. Reuters. Brian Snyder. Scottie Scheffler of the U.S. and his caddy walk off the 18th green after the 3rd round with the leaderboard on the background. Reuters. Brian Snyder. A general view of Scottie Scheffler of the U.S. as he putts on the 15th green during the 3rd round. Reuters. Mike Seeger. England's Matthew Fitzpatrick plays out of a bunker on the 18th during the 3rd round. Reuters. Brian Snyder. Tiger Woods acknowledges patrons as he walks onto the 18th green during the 3rd round. Reuters. Brian Snyder. Will Zalatoris of the U.S. plays out of a bunker onto the 7th green during the 3rd round. Reuters. Brian Snyder. A general view of Japan's Hideki Matsuyama as he tees off on the 1st during the 3rd round. Reuters. Mike Blake. South Africa's Christian Bezuidenhout blows on his putter after making par on the 2nd green during the 3rd round. Reuters. Brian Snyder. Tiger Woods of the U.S. tees off on the 4th during the 3rd round. Reuters. Mike Seeger. Kevin Na of the U.S. chips onto the 2nd green during the 2nd round. Reuters. Brian Snyder. Tiger Woods of the U.S. lifts one of his pant legs on the 2nd green during the 1st round. Reuters. Mike Blake. Tiger Woods of the U.S. reacts on the 18th green after finishing the 1st round. Reuters. Mike Blake. Chile's Joaquin Niemann plays out of a bunker on the 16th during the 1st round. Reuters. Brian Snyder. Tiger Woods of the U.S. reacts after his tee shot on the 4th during the 1st round. Reuters. Brian Snyder. A general view as Tiger Woods of the U.S. tees off on the 3rd during the 1st round. Reuters. Mike Seeger. South Africa's Gary Player tees off on the 1st during the ceremonial start on the 1st day of play. Reuters. Brian Snyder. Northern Ireland's Rory McIlroy with his daughter Poppy Kennedy on the 1st fairway during the par 3 tournament. Reuters. Mike Seeger. Spain's Sergio Garcia's wife Angela celebrates after she putts in the 9th hole during the par 3 tournament. Reuters. Mike Blake. Spain's Sergio Garcia daughter Azalea and England's Paul Casey children Asteria and Lex run on the 2nd fairway during the par 3 tournament. Reuters. Brian Snyder. Fred Couples of the U.S. shares a joke with Tiger Woods on the 18th fairway during a practice round. Reuters. Mike Blake. A member of staff puts up a weather warning sign up on a leaderboard. Reuters. Mike Seeger. Tiger Woods, Justin Thomas and Fred Couples of the U.S. skim their shot on the water on the 16th during a practice round. Reuters. Jonathan Ernst. Tiger Woods of the U.S. catches a golf ball on the 11th green during the practice round. Reuters. Mike Blake.